Jeff Miller Show.
You're listening to Practically Social with Jeff Davis and Charlie Burney. Here are the guys.
Welcome to the Unique Assets Podcast, hosted by the Maryland Center.
Welcome to Charlie's Open Mic.
Welcome to another episode of Isabel's Bookcase.
The word intimate is really important when I talk about what is a podcast. When I'm listening to you tell your story about your life or your business, it's your voice in my ear. There's an instant connection. There's an instant understanding. We've been listening to recorded content since the beginning. And the problem is we've interjected a new word, so people are afraid of new things. So podcast to people my age and above is something new. Of course, radio has changed so much with things like iHeartRadio, and then giving away. The talk radio is kind of dead. Not dead, but it's changed.
The book sort of fleshes out the story a lot more.
Is it like a book or comic?
The book. The comic they made of it was trash. Just
Podcast Village is kind of our unique concept. It buttresses what's going on here in our geographic location. Our studio is in a place called Launch Workplaces, which is a co-working environment. And the idea behind Podcast Village is to create a shared studio. I wanted to create a podcast studio that's not in a kitchen or a basement, that's in a place of business where other people can use the equipment, the gear, the knowledge that we've gained, and try to create their own content. When we're not there, the gear's turned off. It's not doing anything. So why not have other people using it, and why not make it affordable for other people to use it? Let's create content and let's learn together, and hopefully we can both survive and profit from it. So the idea is to create an environment where the community can utilize the gear, can utilize our skills, can promote their brand, their business, or their personal stories. Could be about your struggle, your life story. That's why one of our early battle cries was, what stories would you like to tell? Because I think everyone has interesting stories, great jokes, songs, poems, life experiences, or business experiences.
Okay. That's strange. I don't think I ever figured out Grambler, Damien.
Unless you know what a podcast is, or have maybe listened to, let's just say it, Serial from NPR, you might not really understand, I think I know what that is. Now, I've had many clients come in and expect TV cameras in the studio, and when I say it's audio, I actually had one client come in and then he couldn't deal with the fact that it wasn't video, and he left. When I explain it to an older generation, I say, it's like a record or a cassette tape. We're really creating audio that you can use, audio that you can use for whatever your purposes is. You may want to create an audio just to send to your mom, stories about your daily life.
Those two, it was kind of reintroducing that character to the masses, whereas like Spider-Man, we all know Uncle Ben dies. We all know blah, blah, blah.
Well, please don't kill Uncle Ben again.
Yeah, Batman, I've seen his parents die at least 20
times in the different movies.
I never thought I'd say I don't care about your parents
Think
dying.
about podcasting versus blogging. and blogging is still very, very popular, I think, as everyone will admit. And, of course, there are articles written several times a year by different people saying blogging is dead. Blogging's not really dead, but I think podcasting is kind of an alternative, a support to that is just so much more consumable. So the challenges are creating an online brand for Podcast Village that expresses that. And that's a job that never ends. So we spend a great deal of time talking about what we do, letting people know what we do, communicating it clearly. I think we can do a better job than we are. But we spend a lot of time trying to convey that we are podcasters, we're a studio, and we're open to the public for business. But you really have to break through that wall and look at someone and explain it maybe a couple of times. It's a little frustrating, but it's what every business has to do. Ours isn't as easy to understand as we sell cars. We're a car dealership. We're a real estate brokerage. We make audio programs for ourselves and for others. It takes a little bit more work. It's a challenge.
Area is starting to become full and entrenched. And how do you separate yourself? How do you distinguish yourself?
Wonderful thing about the community, certainly at this level in time, is everybody's anxious to learn from everybody else. Nobody's trying to compete. There's plenty for everybody to go around and to learn and make connections in your community, in this case, the podcast community. I think my family understands it. I like doing things that involve creativity. I wouldn't be happy working on an assembly line. I want to do things that allow me and my friends to be creative. So I think once you understand that, they know they want me in a place where I'm comfortable. And podcasting, creating things, and talking about it is exciting.
One serious and then one crazy.
That's right.